John, what's your favorite Christmas carol?
My favorite Christmas carol.
That's right.
Ain't one that makes me feel joy and hope and a beautiful peace inside.
That's right.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Jeff Dunham is on the Adam Carolla Show.
As for me and Grandpa, we believe.
The music is not part of my special, so that was a nice addition there. Yeah.
Yeah, the special, by the way, Scrooged Up, it's available on Amazon Prime. And
yeah, it's our first one on Amazon. It's kind of interesting and fun. But I was pushing for the tape. You know, they did that for a while. When they'd have specials or TV releases or whatever, they'd put it on the tape on all the Amazon packages.
Oh, they would.
Yeah, and then they quit that. I barely missed it. But, man, how cool would that be? Tape all over the world with your face.
Times, God, so many units.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you go to the store anymore? I hardly ever go. I'll go to Home Depot, and that's about it.
I'll go to the Home Depot, too, but I kind of like the tactile version, like the low resolution, antiquated version of shopping. Because the thing about Home Depot, okay, I walked into a Harbor Freight the other day.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have anything to buy. I just wanted to wander around.
Sure.
And also, it's nuts. I ended up buying stuff anyway, because there's two kinds of shopping. There's here's what I need shopping, and then there's
and that's in and out.
Right, but then there's like, oh yeah, I didn't. That's right. Stainless steel tech screws. I don't have any of those. I need stainless steel tech screws, self tappers.
Yeah.
You know, so I walk into this Harbor Freight, but it pisses me off because things used to be expensive when I was poor.
Oh,
so I bought a 42-inch and I bought two 42-inch TV sets for Jimmy Kimmel once for his birthday.
right.
And they were $3,400 each, right?
What?
$3,400 each. Flat screen.
When was this?
This would have been...
Oh, okay. You were saying a long time ago.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought I set it up, but I didn't really set it. Things used to be expensive.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
A flat screen that was 42 inches was like $3,400.
Right.
And now I got a 75-inch TV sitting in the back of this place.
Right.
And I say to my AV guy, I don't need it. We should just sell it. Or what can we get for it? He's like, it's not worth anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's got to be worth $500 or something. No, it's not worth anything. And then you go into the big box store and they got 75 inches for $475. And you go to the Harbor Freight, you see cordless impact guns for $14
Right.
and stuff. And I'm like, when I started off, tools were expensive.
Yeah. What? So explain that. Is it supply and demand?
Yeah, I mean, it's
that simple?
It's everything, but I mean, a cordless 9.6 volt cordless Makita with a keyed chuck, not a keyless chuck.
Right.
It was like $120.
Right.
Now you can get cordless impact, whatever, 20 volt all day long, $40, whatever. It's everything is there.
Right.
You couldn't get an aluminum floor jack. You had to run a NASCAR team to get an aluminum floor jack.
Right.
You know, it was $800 or now it's $69.
Right.
Everything, it's China.
Yeah.
It's all it's practically free. Mm-hmm. And the thing that's crazy about it, and the reason I'm angry, is because when I was super poor and I was making $8 or $9 an hour, all this stuff was really expensive.
Sure.
Trimmer routers, plunge routers, everything. Now I'm rich and it's free, and I'm angry. I feel the same way about cocaine. All right, Mayhem, you got some news?
Yeah,
there?
I got some news. Getting dark right here at the top. A chilling video shows gunmen executing Brian Thompson at close range as UnitedHealthcare CEO stumbles away in NYC streets.
I saw this as leading the news.
I saw this on the way in, yeah.
I mean, he was assassinated, right?
Yeah, essentially that's what happened, yeah.
I mean, the guy had a silencer and everything. I mean, it was a hit.
It was a focused killing, yeah, definitely was a hit.
Right. All right, I don't want to see anymore. It hurts my teeth. So they I mean, somebody was paid to shoot this guy.
Yeah, it certainly appears that way. The shooter fled on foot down an alleyway before mounting an E-City bike on 6th Avenue. So it was a very planned, pretty, good hit, like a well planned out hit, and he got away. We don't know who it is. We don't know the backstory yet. I guess UnitedHealthcare is taking over the healthcare space now here in America. So that could have been a motivation for the killing.
There's a lot of
don't know
fucking
yet.
unhappy campers, I think, with these.
I got to tell you, I was fired
insurance
up when
companies.
the insurance denied me for a pre-existing condition a while back.
Oh, really?
A good long time in my fighting career. They told me, oh, yeah, well, yeah, that's a pre-existing condition. I'm like, yeah, but you let me do the fight with this The fight was okay to do, but now that I re-injured the thing, now it's a pre-existing condition. I was pretty mad at the insurance companies. Yeah.
Well, look, it's a kind of a flawed relationship because you give them your money for long periods of time, and then you say, "I'd like some of that money back for this operation," and they look for reasons not to give you the money back in the form of the operation or whatever it is. It's kind of inherently flawed.
Yeah, because you put a middleman between the healthcare and.
Well, can I tell you my only hospital experience?
Yes.
It was about 2 months ago now when I almost died.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So it's changed my perspective. Everything almost dying should. Whatever circumstances led up to me being ill, by the time I figured out that it was bad, I had like 103.2 temperature and a horrible, horrible headache. And I said to my wife, this was on a Saturday night. By Wednesday was when I was feeling bad, and by Saturday it was gotten this bag. I said, I've never felt like this. I'm going to the hospital. She goes, that's a good idea. So I got in a truck, drove to the hospital.
Did you yell to the Batmobile, or did you just go to see this?
No, Alfred drove me. What's wrong with you? So I get to the hospital on a Saturday night in L.A. at the emergency room, and I sat in the emergency room for 28 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. 28 hours in the emergency room.
What?
Oh, yeah. And they were administering things to me because first of all, they didn't know what was wrong with me. And so they just started pumping me full of stuff. And finally, 28 hours later, on the 29th hour, I got a hospital room. And they started pumping me full of stuff. In my 6-day stay,
Wow.
I had a full... Here, I got it on my. Hold on a second. This is like too stupid to.
It's on your phone.
It's on my phone because I talk about it in my stand-up. I had. Oh, I can't find it. Here. No, that's not it.
Which dummy talks about it?
Yeah.
It's my stand-up. So I had a full panel of steroids, a full panel of antifungal drugs, a full panel of antiviral drugs. A full panel of 16 different antibiotics. I had 1 CT brain scan. I had 3 full MRIs and one of them with the sparkly stuff to show where the blood's going. 3 different ones. I had a spinal tap. All of this in 6 days.
So you had to sell the vector to pay for all this.
Yeah. The bill came, and it was so. Literally, interns were telling me as they would wheel me down the hospital corridors to go, stop telling them you have anything wrong with you. Don't even tell them your toe hurts. They will find it. Oh, and I had 2 kidney scans, and another scan full of all the organs. They said, stop saying things are wrong with you because they're going to make up for the people that come in with bad insurance plans.
Yeah.
Right. Or no insurance plans.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I got everything. And literally the last day, so on the 5th day, the doctor says, well, you can go home tomorrow. I go, I can. He goes, yeah, your tests are all coming back negative and the inflammation is gone. And we don't know where the inflammation was. What was wrong with me? He goes, well, we pumped you full of everything immediately because you were almost sepsis, meaning I almost died. And he said, so we wanted to make sure you didn't die, but we pumped you full of so much stuff. We don't know how and when we healed you, but you're well. And they didn't know what was wrong, but it was inflammation and the whole deal. And so,
Do you ever see the bill?
Yeah, I saw the bill. It was over $100,000.
Wow. You're not worth it. You're like, I cap you at $75K.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was, the insurance certainly came through, but man, oh man, I compliment the hospital for thank them for saving me. But at the same time, it was an interesting experience to hear that from the interns. And how much of that did I need or did I not need? I don't know.
Well, there's just going to be tons of. It reminds me of the movie Raising Arizona. You're going to have disgruntled. The relationship is flawed. Like I said, they got your money. They don't want to pay you the money. You're pissed off. Then there's the part where they go, they're going to raise your rates, like in a car accident, if you report, so then you don't want to report. But in the movie Raising Arizona, Nathan Arizona, I think, was the guy who ran the unfinished furniture place. And it always reminded me of this line that the FBI guy came in and he goes, because his kids got kidnapped, and he goes, you have any disgruntled employees? And he goes, hell yeah, they're all disgruntled. I'm not running a daisy farm. And I thought, I always love that line. But yeah, everyone's going to be disgruntled who has to deal with the insurance company. Anyway, they'll find that guy, that murderer. They'll give him manslaughter, and then they'll give the blonde guy who choked out the guy on the subway murder one. I know New York.
By the way, the jury's out on that guy, right? On Daniel?
Yeah.
Jury's still out. Is jury out? Did they get it?
Nah,
I don't know.
I would have reported it if they did come in. I'm pretty sure.
No, but I mean the jury has it now.
Yes.
Okay,
It's to the jury. Yes.
So the longer time it takes, the more likely you're getting off.
Is it?
At least.
Because they're arguing.
Yeah, exactly. Or it'll be a mistrial. So the longer they're out, usually, the better off for the defendant.
How can you convict that guy?
I know.
It's an optics thing, and it's driven by this whole sort of race hustle thing, and it's sad and it's scary. That guy, you got a guy running around threatening to kill everybody and threatening everyone on the thing.
And Super comes in and disables them, and now he's gonna what?
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree. It's all part of the hustle. It's all part of the race hustle. That's all it is. If you get caught up on the wrong side of it, you're fucked. Sad.
So now whenever anything happens to anybody, everybody's going to do what most people do anyway, and just walk away, look the other way.
Yeah, there's no more good
luck.
Samaritans.
Yep.
Yeah.
I jump in there.
You would.
Still jump in there.
You would.
Yeah, martial arts skills. I just I've done this all my whole life, and let me just make sure not to kill this guy.
Yeah,
Jeez.
well, was the chokehold? Well, actually, he was alive after the chokehold.
But what? Did he break his hyoid bone? I didn't look too deep into it. He broke his hyoid. If you apply a rear naked choke correctly, you cut off both their carotid arteries and the guy just sleeps. But if you do get panicky and do it really hard, you break the bone right here, and then they suffocate on their own throat.
That's what happened to Epstein.
It's true.
Yes.
Next up, O.J. Simpson confessed to killing Nicole Brown Simpson on tape, ex-bodyguard claims, but cops say they have no evidence. Yeah.
It's ex-bodyguards are getting a lot of mic time these days.
Well,
Diddy's guys, a lot of guys talking.
Yeah. I looked into this. What happened really, it seems like, and I'm not certain, but the cops started investigating this guy, Avelli, former bodyguard, and they busted him on something else. But during the investigation, he claimed that he had this tape, well, actually a thumb drive of Simpson admitting to killing Nicole and also implicating an unknown third party in the 1994 double murder.
Turns out bodyguards and nannies do a lot of talking after the fact, you know?
Well, it was a little scary.
And between the nanny and the bodyguard, that's 24/7 coverage on you, right?
Yep.
Because the bodyguard's standing out front of the front door and the nanny's inside the house. Bodyguard's standing outside the house. The nanny sees everything you do that goes on inside of that house, and then you walk out of the house and the bodyguard sees everything you do outside. Then everywhere you go, everyone you're with, every phone call you're making from the backseat of the cars, between the nanny and the bodyguard, you're fully covered. And
did I ever tell you I did a show for the sequestered OJ jury?
What?
You're
Absolutely.
kidding.
No.
Oh, wow.
So they were providing entertainment for the sequestered jury because they were, locked up for however many months it was. And a buddy of mine, I was working the Comedy Magic Club, and a friend of mine who was a magician said, I just did a show for the OJ jury. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, call up the Judge Ito's office, and I'm sure they'll book you.
94?
Whatever that year that was, yeah.
Yeah.
So sure enough, I called him myself, and I said, hi, my name's Jeff Dunham, blah, 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 blah. I love to do a show, and they came back and they said, oh, yeah, the Judge Ito said that'd be great, and, fine.
Please tell me
And
you
so
brought the beheaded jalapeno.
So hold on. So they said they're sequestered. So we'll call you the day of the show and tell you where they're going to be because we can't tell you now, but we'll tell you in time for you to drive there. And I said okay. And so now I had 2 weeks, and so I started getting ready. And I thought, I know what I'm going to do. So I built a little Judge Ito dummy.
Whoa.
Yeah, little Judge Ito dummy, and my dummy had a dummy. My dummy was a ventriloquist, and his dummy was the Judge Ito dummy. So I went to clubs all around the country working on the bit for 2 weeks. And they said, okay, so they called me a few hours before, and they said, we need you to come in and run through your act for the 6 sheriffs just to make sure everything's going to be okay, because you don't want to say anything that's inappropriate. I'm like, okay. So I went in, I was supposed to do like 30, 40 minutes, and I went through the act, and then I got to the Judge Ito dummy. Look, there's a picture.
I remember this. You've done it. You did it on TV. I remember it.
Yeah, so I pulled out, went through the act, then got to this, and all the sheriffs went, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that was for the stage.
No
then.
Judge Ito dummy. Yeah.
So you're telling me that the reason OJ got off was because of peanut?
That's right.
Do you remember? I asked this on an occasion. The trivia of Judge Ito. What did he have on his desk? Now you made a Judge Ito dummy, and I've asked a lot of people this question.
Was it sitting there in all the shots?
Was it the clackers?
Hold on. Was Jay Moore the only one who knew the answer to this? Yeah, I've asked everybody. Oh, sorry, Mark Garrigus, attorney, but that's because he's inside baseball. He knows Ito.
Not a clue. Could you see it in the television shots?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When they did the made for TV whatever, the set dresser had to put this stuff on the bench. There.
What was it?
Give me a hint. I feel like it's in there.
I don't have. Okay, I don't have time to give you a hint.
It's he had a variety of hourglass.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I remembered it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was somewhere rolling around in there.
Wow. So Jay Moore and you are the only two that
I don't know
could
why I
remember
remember
this.
that. Yeah, I didn't.
He had a whole collection of hourglasses.
Yeah, that's right,
Even the
yeah.
guy who built the prototype for the puppet, the Ito puppet, which, by the way,
Hey.
ended up sweeping the nation like Cabbage Patch Dolls.
It did.
Shortly thereafter.
Early days of like
But the
Comedy
guy who
Central.
built the prototype, Jeff Dunham, even he, I thought you would have had to get a miniature hourglass and put it on the
I was proud
stand.
of making the miniature glasses. I actually made the miniature glasses for that dummy.
You did?
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you have to
Yeah.
make molds and pour resins and stuff?
As technology has morphed, so has my figure making ability. So when I was a kid, it was carving it out of wood. As I grew older, then it was sculpt it in clay, make a plaster of Paris mold, and then use plastic wood dough to make the head.
Now, is it backwards or forwards? Is it like you have the idea for the character and then you?
It's always different. But now what I do is I think up something that, I think this would catch on. I think people would identify with this guy. I think it'd be great. And then I make it. And rarely have I ever just picked up a dummy and said, well, this will work. But
you using a lot of Dremel action?
heck yeah. But see, now I went from, the plastic wood dough, then I started doing it in fiberglass, and then when I got high a couple of times too many, then 3D printers came out. So now I build the shell of the, that's
you.
So then I build the shell of the head with a 3D printer, but then you have to put in all the mechanics, which is what I'm doing right there with soldering iron and all that stuff.
I know chicks don't care, but I'm impressed.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
badass.
totally impressed
As a
by
craftsman,
That's one of the jokes in my act where Walter, the old guy, says, "Hey, ladies, you want to hear one sentence that no woman in the history of humans has ever said? What's that? Ventriloquist. That's hot."
Yeah. Speaking of Dremels, you know how expensive those goddamn Dremels used to be?
Yeah, now they're nothing.
Now they're free at Harbor Freight. Use a little tungsten blade on there.
Absolutely, yeah. I had the whole set. I have.
Sweet.
I have.
Oh, you got everything. You
I got
the
scars.
sanding wheels.
Well,
oh,
I have.
yeah.
I have.
Oh, now
Wow.
you're a builder.
I've almost cut off fingers. I have holes in my hands from holding things while drilling.
Oh, Jeff, he's got the workshop. I love it. I think it's important. I think it probably connects you better to the puppet. I mean, to the character, to the process. Like, don't you feel?
Well, don't you like a meal better when you've made it?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's something that people are sort of missing, that sort of build your own treehouse. Oh, get the guy to come in and do the kit, and I'm like, no, do your own.
Yeah, do
and it's
yourself.
like, yeah, but it's not going to be as good as the guy with the kit and the thing. And it's like, yeah, but it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
You did it. Sorry.
Sure.
I hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no stress. So the OJ story is almost a non-story. This guy just tried to get out of something by saying OJ confessed. He did not.
Look, he 100% killed her, not because of any evidence-based stuff, but because if there was a person who did kill her, that person at some point would be writing a book, we would know about it.
She would
That
have
person would
slipped up.
come forward.
Yeah.
That's all.
There's a lawsuit against New York Education Department to move forward after parents say children were discriminated against. This is a
like,
win.
What? And then I was like, oh, Japanese.
This is a win for Asian parents because a judge ruled a federal discrimination suit against the New York State Education Department can move forward after parents claim that their children were unfairly disadvantaged in participating in summer academic programs. The basic ins and outs of this is they were allowing black and indigenous children to go into this program for free without checking on anything. And then white and Asian students had to prove that they were low income to apply.
Well, let me yell for a second. The problem with all the advance this group and advance that group idea is at first blush, it always seems like a good idea where they go, look, we have less women of color doing computer programming so we're going to open it up and we're going to encourage them. And you go, oh, okay, that sounds good. Like it, just at first blush. And they go, we don't have enough airline pilots that are women of color. I would argue the whole notion is a little bit flawed, like guys who drive NASCAR are white and guys who play in the NFL are black, and I'm okay with it. And I think we're all sort of okay with it. It's just this attracts this group and this background and this set of skills, and that attracts. And you turn on the NFL on any given Sunday, and maybe 11 out of 11 guys on the defensive side of the ball are black, and I'm perfectly okay with that, and so is everybody I know. So it's a little flawed that there's not enough people who look like me who work in this department, or I don't care what my nurse is at the hospital. I just want a good nurse. It doesn't bother me. But all right, we want to somehow even it out. We want more people of this over here and less people of that. Fine. It's a noble notion until we have to start discriminating against people who are qualified to do that job and may come from disadvantaged backgrounds, but their skins are the wrong color, and now we're discriminating against that, which is where this always leads because it has to lead there immediately, and now I don't like it. Now, why we don't see this coming, I don't know, but it's not just a one-way street where it's like, what's wrong with being more inclusive? Nothing until you start holding back people who work real hard, who look different, who should be there.
Sure.
That's when the problem begins.
Yeah, and
So
that's what this lawsuit's all about. And I don't know, we'll see how that turns out. But the lawsuit sought both declaratory. Oh, actually, it went through, and the judge ruled that the New York Commissioner of Education must answer the organization's complaint by December 6th. So we'll have an answer here pretty soon.
All right. Ed Elson, who's a partner on a podcast with our old friend Scott Galloway, is going to join us. He's a writer. He's a podcaster. We'll talk to him in a moment. I want to give a plug to Jeff Dunham. The holiday special, Jeff Dunham's Scrooged Up, available on Amazon Prime. And remember, ladies, he makes those puppets himself.
Yeah.
I'm good with my hands.
He's good with his hands, and he's good with a Dremel. Jeff, always great to see you, my friend. Live dates coming up. Planet Hollywood in Vegas, and then Cure Insurance Arena, that's in Trenton. And you can go to jeffdunham.com for events, right? And live dates and stuff like that.
And buy tickets only there, because otherwise you'll go somewhere else like StubHub and get scalped, and it's not a good thing. I'm worth 50, 60, 70 bucks, not 800.
Yes, agreed. Like I said, with the hospital, $100,000 for Jeff Dunham.
It was
Come
nuts.
on.
But I can still talk, and I'm here. I was very happy about it. They're a lovely hospital.
I look forward to swinging by your shop and
That'd be great.
Kicking some tires. We'll
do
do
it.
that.